Hey everyone, meteorologist Robert Speta with you here on today, the evening of the 9th, going into the 10th of June 2013. Tropical Storm Yagi is the main topic of today's discussion, and well, it's doing pretty much exactly what we expected it to do, and it's expected to actually continue to intensify slightly more so than we have seen here on Sunday, but not too much. And main reason is because of vertical wind shear and a drier influence. And here on the infrared imagery, you can see both of these factors quite clearly. The vertical wind shear is going to be coming in from the upper level jet, which you can see a cold front, which is now pushing over western Japan. That's going to have some influence on it. And also take a look at that dry air continuing to flow into the center of the storm system. And the MMIC, or the microwave imagery here, really confirms up just what I said here. It is fairly disorganized. The bulk of the convection on the eastern periphery, but there's enough moisture inflow where winds are kicking up to about 35 to 40 knots. JMA expects the pressure to get down to about 985 HPA here through the next 24 to 48 hours. And you can even see an eye wall attempting to form around this here on the microwave imagery. Actually, let's watch through here. And right in there, take a look at that. It starts to pop up near the last several frames. Do I think this could make it up to typhoon status where you would get a defined eye? No, because too much of those darker areas in the blue on the left side of this, which is continuing to filter in. Now JMA and JTWC continuing to think this as well. And actually this is from the Japan Meteorological Agency using the interactive update here on the webpage. If you just do click the Tropical Information Center at the top part of the screen, you can see JMA's track here. Pushing off there towards Kyushu around Shikoku. This particular scenario, even though the storm is dramatically weakening out before it does make landfall, it's still going to be bringing the risk of some heavy rainfall there in Shikoku and over towards the Tokai and Kinki region. Main reason is this area is very prone to flooding. We actually saw it with Roki a few years ago. Absolutely disastrous flooding out here, resulting in many deaths, but also numerous landslides, which just devastated the area. And we do see that with storm systems. If they have a bulk of moisture that pushes onshore here, it could bring that risk. But let's take a look at JTWC, and if you haven't used this tool, just click here and go to JTWC, and they have it a little bit farther towards the right. They expect that cold front pulling through to kind of lift it off a little bit farther there towards the east, making landfall in the same area, but they dramatically decrease the intensity as well, which I think is more plausible given the amount of vertical wind shear here as that does push off there towards the north. Also, a few other things that you can pull up here on this imagery is the satellite picture, which we can see that drier influence in the bulk of that moisture down there towards the south. And also over the Philippines, the bulk of that moisture that we're talking about flowing on the eastern side of this, it has been bringing some heavy showers across your area. You can see here the darker reds and darker yellows indicate high cloud tops, which also indicate, well, some heavier thunderstorms. And there into Manila, you've even been seeing some thunderstorms. I know out of Cebu, about several days straight, you've been seeing some heavy rain showers, and that has been causing flooding in itself. Now granted, even though the tropical system is off here towards the east, you can see that tail of moisture behind it. That is, well, that is where the heaviest rainfall is going to be. Now this is a GFS 72-hour accumulation. You can still see here in portions of Luzon, extending across Palawan, Visayas, northern Mindanao. You could see upwards about 300 to 400 millimeters of rain. And then even farther off there towards the north, though, as we go through the next several days, that is where we're going to start to see these heavy rain showers push into, well, the east coast or the Pacific coast of Japan. Don't expect very much to get over towards the Sea of Japan side, but still, you could have a stray shower to push through. But even extending out through Tokyo, I expect by midweek, it does look like things are going to really sour up. Now, before I dive into the models, I'll just show you our track here from westpacweather.com. Not official, Sunday through Monday, pulling off here towards the north. I do expect it to weaken dramatically, and honestly, I was debating on, well, just marking this down to a tropical depression right here near the coastline, and very low. That's what's going to happen as it does push onshore right around Shikoku area. Like I said, though, I put areas here in red, and the red is indicating the risk of flooding, and the reason is just because I do think there is going to be a risk of some moisture onflow, bringing that risk of flooding in some of these mountainous terrains near the area. Mountains also, in the same token, are also going to be causing the storm to dramatically weaken, not just due to the vertical, but because of the friction literally there on the surface. Now, as we take a look at a few of the models, many of them do have them weakening out right here just off the coastline, a few pulling off there towards the west. This is kind of more in line with what JMA wants and move it over Kyushu and then eventually off there towards the north. But remember that the vertical wind shear out here in the mountains of Japan are really going to play a major influence as this pushes farther towards the north. It's going to get wrapped up with that front. High amount of vertical wind shear, and this is from the NAPGEM, and expecting to make that landfall around the Kinki towards Tokai region. and then it just completely and utterly falls apart. Does not even want to go extratropical here. So expect those showers near the coastline, but after that, I mean, even if it does make landfall in your area, it's going to be exceptionally weak. Take a look at the GFS, and as we scroll through here, it also completely falls apart right before it makes landfall, and then some showers right near the coast. Still the risk of flooding in some of these terrains around Shikoku over towards the Kinki and Tokai region, but I wouldn't get all too worried about it. Honestly, I think worse flooding is going to be down here towards the south, across the Philippines, due to that moisture inflow we've been talking about the last several days, wrapping into the storm system. Another factor, though, we're continuing to watch is after that dissipates out, the South China Sea very well could become active, and also monsoonal rains have been hitting you across portions of Sri Lanka, Myanmar, over towards Bangladesh, and that is just another common thing for this time of year, but unfortunately has resulted in some death. I don't think we're covering it as much as we should, but Western Pacific weather, we often concentrate out here towards Eastern Asia, so I do apologize for everybody. But for now, we're going to continue to watch Tropical Storm Yagi out here. Will it make typhoon? Highly, highly, highly unlikely, but still going to bring some showers out here toward coastal areas of Japan. And also right now, Japan seeing that trough push through, and you're also seeing some showers anyways coming out of this. And this tropical storm shouldn't be too much heavier than that front that's pushing over right now. Also going to continue to watch the area in the Sulu Sea over towards the South China Sea. Don't think that is going to intensify very rapidly either, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can post them down in the comment box below. Always appreciate the feedback. And as always, though, stay safe out there, everybody.